I was moderating that panel, and we were just talking about it's not just, safety, which we got to look at, but at the end of the day, we just want to feel like we belong here. That it's not set up for one type of person, but it really does accommodate multiple people to feel like they belong. And the men and the women, they have different needs.
Along the same lines is the recognition that women have as much to contribute to this industry as men do.
That's right.
Okay?
Welcome to Hands on Heroes podcast. I'm Val Crafton, the voice of grit. I champion the people who power progress and prove that the future is built by those willing to get their hands dirty. Let's dive in.
Welcome to Hands on Heroes, where I'm going to introduce my first podcast guest at the Advancing Data Center. And Alan, go ahead and share with us who you are and who you're with.
So I'm Alan Brumley. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I work for a company called Industrial Tent Systems.
Industrial Tent Systems. So what is Industrial Tent Systems?
Great question. This is not like your tent that you buy at Academy or Walmart. These are heavy-duty industrial tents that the major construction companies, EPC firms, when they're building data centers, they've got to have a place for all their construction workers to get in out of the weather, to go so they can have a climate-controlled lunch tent or warehouse storage tents.
Yes. Now, how's that working out? How have you expanded sort of your vision, or maybe you haven't thought about it, as we've moved to places where there's not a lot of workers, there's not a lot of things going on? Are you all supplying anything extra to support to go with that tent service?
That's another really good question. And the answer to it is yes, because every construction company has one common theme right now: shortage of manpower.
That's right.
Or skilled labor.
That's right.
So with that being said, companies have learned, especially the big companies like Microsoft, Meta, Google, that if they can house their workers on site, it's nicer. So we build turnkey man camps to where we have sleeping quarters, 3 full meals a day,
Wow.
shower trailers, restroom trailers, full laundry service. So it's making a live-in city while this data center is being built.
Man, and I bet a lot of veterans are used to that setup, and they just kind of glide right into that environment. How cool, like in a camping environment, but everything's set up like glamping almost.
Yeah, and another thing that we've learned from feedback from our clients is, so when they have downtime so that they have something to do, we've actually built onto our facilities like a rec center with weights, pool tables, ping pong tables, video games, so that the workers have something to do during their off time to let off some steam.
Oh man, you've thought of it all. That's amazing. Well, like I said, we're here at Advancing Data Centers, and that's the subject at hand. Is this your first event?
This is my third event.
Third event. What do you think so far?
First of all, let me give a shout out and kudos to Hanson Wade, the people who are running this. They are extremely professional. It's well organized. And I think, like anything in life, the best thing about this is the people. You meet people from every branch that feeds into the data center construction. People are friendly. They point you in the right direction. If they're not the right point of contact, they'll say, hey, I'm not the right person, but here's who you need to go to. And that goes miles.
Amazing. Now, one of our missions here is to bring awareness to Hands on Heroes, because we're planting seeds with the generation Alpha that's coming behind us, letting kids know that, hey, the trades are important. And here we are in a world where, the trade workforce, the need for workers to flip the switch once we build the data centers, we just don't have those folks. And yet we have people pushing against us saying the jobs, they don't bring jobs. And every time I turn on this mic, I'm interviewing more and more people who have jobs, such as you, because of the data center industry and because of where we're having to build these data centers. And I think it's such a beautiful thing. What is your perspective of how you've watched this industry evolve over the last few years?
I will tell you, just in the last 12 months alone, it has exploded. We as a company have had to hire more headcount because we can't keep up with the work demand from what we're getting from the data center space. And when you look at Virginia, Texas, Arizona,
Yes.
those are the leading 3 states where data centers are being constructed. And you brought up something a while ago about workforce.
Yep.
In the era I grew up in, my parents beat me over the head. You got to go to college. You got to get a 4-year degree. I tell kids right now, go to a trade school for 2 years. Plumbers, electricians, welders, everyone is fighting for that skill set right now. High and good paying jobs with good benefits
Yep.
employs a lot of people.
It's very true. And in fact, I mean, they pay you to learn rather paying someone else to learn. You can always go to college later, but a lot of companies will actually pay your way to go to college. And a lot of those trades will do the same, especially if you want to move up into management as you've moved through your apprentice experiences. So I think this is really great feedback to those who are tuning in and watching. Go out there, learn more, ask questions. Don't believe the hype that data centers are not bringing jobs in. We have so many jobs, it's ridiculous. We can't fill them all. So thank you so much. It takes a lot to support a data center, and we appreciate your contributions. Sure. Thanks, Alice, for being on Hands on Hero.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Hands On Heroes. We are here bringing awareness to the trades and all of the amazing jobs that the data center market, for that matter, bring into this world. And I keep interviewing so many people who have different jobs that are actually driven by the data center, but yet they're not actually in the data center flipping the switch. We need those jobs too. So I am here with a special guest. Tell us who you are and who you're with.
Hi, I'm Darren Fouts. I'm the Vice President of Sales at Smart PM Technologies.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for being on with me. Is this your first advancing data center event?
No, we did the one in Atlanta, the
Okay.
East Coast one, as an attendee, and then we decided to come out here as well.
Oh, fantastic. So what do you think so far?
Yeah, it's been great. We got in last night. We went and checked out a space. We do some other handsome weight shows in the technology space. We're doing like automated project controls.
Okay.
We work with a lot of the big contractors and owners in the data center space. So it's good because we can network with prospects and with our clients while being here. So, we got a happy hour tonight. We'll be getting together with a number of people. So.
Oh, fantastic. So it sounds like, coming back to a second event, that has been a great networking experience.
It has. I mean, there's a lot of people here.
Right.
That's kind of the tricky part, right? Is finding the right people because there's so many people walking around, and you got to kind of use the name tags to figure that out. But so far so good. I mean, we've already connected with a number of our clients here and other people that are a good fit. They do a good networking session that we just got out of, and then lunch will be coming up here soon.
Yes. Everybody always looks forward to that part. They always do a great job with the food. So tell me a little bit about what you're learning, or maybe what should we be talking about more at these conferences?
Yeah, I think data centers, it's interesting to me being on the technology side for construction, really what all goes into that.
Right.
And like being able to hear about the power concerns or the community's concerns with data centers and where this is all going.
Right.
As a group, we're getting educated, we're talking, we're getting different people's takes on that, both from the subcontractors, the owners, the GCs. So I love sitting in sessions when I can to be able to get that knowledge and understand different perspectives that are relating to that, because you hear things, right? You read stories, but what's really going on with that, and water being an issue, power being an issue. You hear that consistently being out there. And in labor, what we're really talking about is, there's a shortage. We all know this, and the trades, and what we do is we sequence scheduling, right, for the trades and the general contractors, and we understand that. Well, if you need an extra crew, where are we going to get it, right? Do we have that? Is it going to be a manpower issue that's delaying the job, and time's money with the data centers?
Well, but I also think we're getting smarter about it, right? We're thinking modular as a solution from a labor perspective to not need as many people. We have all kind of joined. There's a lot of workforce development efforts that are going on to try to recruit and bring awareness to the world. And then, and in addition to that, I really see, us starting to talk more about sustainability, not from a tree hugger perspective, but genuinely challenging our engineers to say, hey, we need to get smarter about these resources. The communities are truly pushing back. And so I'm looking at, how we're, hey, we're using water, yes, but we're coming up with a closed loop system so that we can reuse that water, for example, or, emerging cooling and direct to chip. So we really are coming together, and these conferences, I really do think, bring the entire ecosystem together to all kind of solve that problem and talk about it and create those conversations organically. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, you see the amount of trades that are here just trying to get a piece of this and going after it. When you're talking about like the chips, tomorrow a new technology could come out that changes all this, right? Yep. So I think that's the challenging part is we have our limits today, but we don't know when that next paradigm shift's going to happen and a new product comes out that changes how we build all that. I think prefab, obviously from a timing perspective and quality perspective, is a great option. And we're seeing more people being able to do that. But ultimately, there's a lot of customization in this industry and things change and you have to have the ability to be able to do that as well. So you're trying to balance those things.
So if you're going to choose a modular solution, it needs to be one that's going to adapt with you, scale with you, right? And also meet the speed that you need. So how is that playing out in the world that you live in every day?
By ingesting the critical path schedules, we're truly tracking what items, if they get delayed, are going to impact the end date, right?
Right.
So we track critical, near critical, all those type of items. But the bigger thing now is being able to integrate, say, your RFI and submittals in real time and understand the impacts of those with your schedule. So are we, if we don't get an answer on this RFI by this date, is procurement going to get pushed?
Right.
Are we going to have rework? We going to have? But you can now put that in up front the moment you create the RFI and graphically see it and understand the downstream effect.
Yes.
So you can catch it and try to mitigate it immediately. That's what's going to be the big value of introducing this.
Interesting, because sometimes it's something as simple as knowing whose ball in court it is and being able to digitize sort of those processes.
Right.
And if you don't have one, we've got a solution.
We're excited about where this is all going. It's all about visibility, catching problems early, and being able to do something about it. When you just send emails and how do you prioritize, right? All these RFIs, everything's out there. This gives you full visibility. And really the goal is to get rid of the arguments on TIAs after the fact, right? If you present it up front, you really don't get pushback. You've given them the facts, they make a decision, and then we roll with it as opposed to reacting after there's a problem and it costing time and money.
100%. So when you're sitting there and you've got 10 priorities and they're all hot, being able to see which one's going to impact my business the most.
Or first.
Or first.
Both, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Either time or money. Being able to actually digitally see that in real time and then be able to prioritize your 10 number ones into.
You got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today to be on Hands on Heroes and sharing a little bit about what you're working on in this industry and sharing what you think about advancing data center.
Well, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much for having us today.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Welcome to Hands on Heroes, where we're bringing awareness to the trades and the workforce within the data center industry. And I'm super excited to have my good buddy, Jeff, here today. Jeff, share with the audience who you are and who you're with.
Oh, very good. No, thanks, Valerie. I'm Jeff Leeper. I'm the president of Worldwide Professional Solutions. We call ourselves WWPS. And we are an owner's rep managed services type of company. So we work with owners in the data center world, the semiconductor world, in other markets. And we go in and provide project management, construction management services for the client and deliver results.
That's fantastic. Now, how is that really solving some of the major labor workforce issues that we have right now? How is that partnership happening?
That's a great question. For us, part of it's professional services we provide, which is part of the talent challenge that I think is in the industry right now, really bringing in our folks who are experienced in semiconductor and data center world. And so we're trying to fill some of that void that the owners are seeing as they're trying to scale up their existing owners teams and expand them across a bigger portfolio. So we're helping to fill that gap. And then we're also bringing our ideas and solutions to help the owners and the general contractors find additional resources and how do they partner with the trades, both union, non-union, all of the above, to really fill the gap that we're seeing across the industry.
And that's fantastic because there are highs and lows as well. And you have your own upskilling training in-house, which helps you kind of upskill these people really quick. They have those folks that, are senior to kind of help guide them for when they're fairly new. And that system is just built into what you do every day, having worked with a lot of these resources in my own career.
Right. Yeah, no, the talent development, really focusing on next generation of leaders in our industry. That's been a big passion of mine, and mentoring, growing that talent that is there.
Yes.
I've been at this for over 35 years and still excited to get out of bed every day and work with our teams and really help to grow the talent pool because it's going to be needed, certainly in the data center world, for at least the next 10 to 15 years.
It's so funny you say that because yet we hear the pushback saying data centers don't create jobs. And I'm hearing thousands of people that you're bringing in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the data center market right now we're seeing unprecedented growth, no doubt, across the owners, the hyperscalers, the developers, and what they need to fill those voids. And again, for us, it's a great opportunity to source the talent, to develop the talent, to then bring that talent to bring solutions to the client. And again, ultimately, it's about delivering results, and that is data center capacity online.
100%. Yes, I love that. So if someone was looking for an opportunity, veterans, college, trades, construction, you're recruiting them all.
We're recruiting them all. We're looking for talent, people who have just a passion to learn. Women in construction is a big passion of mine, as you know. Yeah. And been really promoting that. But really, I can teach people construction. I've done that.
Yes.
And I've brought in people who just really want to get into this industry and learn and grow. And we're up for the challenge.
Oh, I love that. So we're at Advancing Data Center event. And is this your first event?
This is my first event. No, I'm really excited to be here. I probably have not attended a conference in at least 20 years.
Oh,
it
wow.
seems like. So things have changed a bit. And I would say first impression here at the Advancing Data Center Construction Conference has been awesome. How it's set up, how it's organized, the people who are here, the workshops, the exhibition hall, fantastic. So definitely a big plug and a big shout out to this event, and hope to attend many more.
Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for spending a few minutes on Hands-On Heroes and sharing sort of how you're contributing to the industry, what you're seeing from a labor workforce perspective. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Valerie. Thanks for having me.
This episode is powered by Mod 42, the modular data center company redefining speed to market. From design to delivery, Mod 42 brings precision manufacturing, quality assurance, and trusted execution to every build. When reliability can't wait, Mod 42 delivers. Learn more at mod42.com.
Well, welcome to Hands-On Heroes. I have a special guest here today when we're at the Advancing Data Center Construction event. And I have a special guest. Tell us who you are and who you're with.
My name is Matt Holt, and I'm with Industrial Tent Systems. I'm the Director of Business Development for the company.
Yeah.
It's one of three companies that are part of Bolton Holdings, which is Industrial Tent Systems. We also have a company called Lodging Solutions, which handles disaster work, response work across the U.S. And we have a hospitality division called Bolton Hospitality.
Oh, fantastic. Now, Alan was on our
Alan was
show.
on at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
He's already given me all the answers, by the way, just so you
did
know.
he?
I'm going to come up with my own, though. How's that?
That's fantastic. Well, he also shared that he taught you everything you know. Is that right?
Liar, liar, pants on fire. I'm sorry. And I'm actually older than he is, so I'm going to disagree politely.
He told me that you would actually get a laugh out of it.
I did, for sure. I'll beat him up later.
Okay. But hopefully I'll protect Alan. But
No
yeah,
problem.
so tell us a little bit, Alan was sharing, how you all are delivering out and sharing how we're solving problems and we're building where we've never built before. And you all are doing more than just tents. I mean, you're basically creating these glamping environments where it's not just sleeping quarters, but it's laundry quarters, it's game rooms, it's everything. And it's easy to put up and easy to tear down. It's easy to move and relocate as the site grows and so forth. What a great solution that you're bringing to the industry, and you're super busy doing this. What would you add? So you have these other companies that are. So how are those other companies contributing?
And I'll answer by just saying one thing to you, because I think it's going to be part of really what our overall conversation here is today. There is a shortage of workers.
That's right.
Okay, last year in the data center industry alone was 500,000. It's still predicted to be 350,000 if I read my latest
Hold
data.
on. We are short 500,000 workers in an industry that keeps getting told we don't bring jobs to the industry with data centers.
And in an industry on the data center side that is projected to double in the next 5 to 10 years, okay? Because look, at its core, and we'll get to the answer second, but at its core, it is so critical to this country, the United States, to keep the data here on our soil, okay? And so this is not going away, and there are things to solve. And I think this will answer one of your other questions. I've been at this since 1978.
Right.
Started driving a truck on a construction site in 1978, 1980 went into sales. On from there, I've been in this industry for more years than I'm willing to admit. The job site conditions that I worked under in those days would never be acceptable today.
Right.
Whether it's from the position of just human dignity,
right,
okay, and how people should be treated overall, and workers the same way, to respecting what these workers do, okay? Yep. This is critical. This is important on every level. Most importantly, in the data center world, because mission critical and on time and quality, that's key. It's absolutely key. And so from our perspective, we're providing solutions for contractors and owners and developers to keep the A worker on the site.
That's right.
Give the A worker the incentive to be an A worker, number one. Number two is not only look at their pay scale, which is obviously out of our control, but what are the conditions that someone should be working under that are just part of efficiency and quality, but also just the fact that you're human. This is how you should be treated. Okay.
100%.
Yes.
I love that. And interesting enough, we're starting to see more and more women join the industry.
Absolutely.
And so how are you all contributing to make that more comfortable for them to be out in the field with the men?
It's a great topic in the seminar yesterday. I'm going to use the words that I heard, and these are not from me. They came from a great speaker yesterday. Job site culture has to change.
Yes.
Okay. And so when we look at job site culture, it encompasses all of the workers, but it also begins to say that our women, female workers have a certain standard that they need to be allowed to work within, whether that is from purely safety,
yes,
whether that is to meet the needs that women have that are different from men, okay?
Yes.
It's about taking a male-dominated industry and recognizing the value of women workers and their equality, okay, to on every level, their equality, and you're taking the money issue, et cetera. But in order to do that, the environment they work in is part of it. One of the things that we get a lot, because we do a lot in terms of sleeping quarters and restroom facilities and washing systems and all those things, is security. How do we protect folks with scan in, scan outs, facial recognition, whatever that looks like, to make sure that the job sites are secure, not just for women, by the way, but for every worker. And that is part of the culture and what we call the worker experience that is, whether we like it or not, being mandated in terms of, if you want the quality workers, this is the level you must provide.
100%. And I was on that panel, so I know that we were.
Yes,
I was.
You were on the left.
I was on the left.
Yes.
And I was
Danya was on that panel. She is awesome.
She's amazing. One of my besties and an incredible human being.
Yes.
And I was moderating that panel, and we were just talking about it's not just safety, which we got to look at, but psychologically safe as well.
Absolutely.
And so it just, at the end of the day, we just want to feel like we belong here. That it's not set up for one type of person, but it really does accommodate multiple people to feel like they belong. And the men and the women, they have different needs. So
they do, but along the same lines is the recognition that women have as much to contribute to this industry as men do.
That's right.
Okay. There are very few components of work need within this industry that a woman cannot perform just as equally as a man. Okay. And Donnie and I shared some interesting conversations outside, which we'll talk about offline. But it's very, very important. And we in our company have a task in front of us, and that task, which is something we still struggle with, is we know the results of when you embrace that environment and you go down that road. We know the results are positive. We know efficiency works. We know that work quality increases. We know that all those things happen because you're attracting the right worker. One of our biggest challenges is quantifying that for our customers, to say, new customers especially, to say to them, you have to go this way. Okay, and here's the results we're seeing, but we continue to work on how to quantify them.
Yeah, I mean, is it more of an attrition thing, and just tracking that turnover, the desire to stay and continue to work in the environment that you've made so comfortable for them, kind of creating those metrics that enable people to really say, wow, I feel welcome. I'm in the middle of nowhere, but yet I feel like I'm a part of a family, a team, a tribe, a company that cares about me so much that I have a pool table or ping pong table. I have things to do. I have my own place to sleep, and I feel really safe in this environment.
So the work is demanding. What is absolutely important, and we'll talk about it from a mental and physical state, so to speak, okay, is when you are not working, your downtime needs to be one that allows your body and your mind to recuperate.
That's right.
And I'll be very blunt. The days of per diems, take care of yourselves, okay, never allows that to happen. And when you extrapolate that into a rested, well-fed, secure person doing and performing the work that is so important and in mission critical is just so critical. But when you have that versus the opposite, the outcomes for the end company it's night and day, absolutely night and day. So it's very important. It's a great work, and we love doing it. Where we excel, and if you don't mind my plugging a little bit,
100%.
we've been at this 40 years. When you look at our background of disaster response, we're the people that arrive 12 hours after the hurricane goes through. We're in there. 24, 36 hours later, we've created the person camp, however you want to put it, okay, that allows the utility workers that have been dragged from their homes to come in and get the power back on effectively and efficiently. And one of the mandates of that is they, especially in that type of work, they have to be rested, well-fed, and they have to be comfortable.
So you've been doing this a long time, and if you can do it in those mission critical environments, you certainly can do it in our mission.
You bring that same planning and expertise just into this industry where it's equally important. It's equally important, exactly.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Well, thank you so much for taking the time
Pleasure.
to just share.
I have one more plug for you.
Yep.
One more plug for you.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if we're finishing up.
No.
Here's my plug. In my day,
Yes,
we were directed to a university when we got out of high school.
that's
Okay?
right.
I have a nephew, clearly not college bound. He's now a licensed plumber. Instead of $200,000 in student debt and a degree that may or may not get him a job, okay, that'll ever pay for itself, he is a licensed plumber. It costs him probably under $5,000 to get his license. He's fully trained. He can go anywhere in the country. He can be employed anywhere in the country. He's happy. He loves what he does. And our industry and your mission to tell young people that no longer are the knuckle draggers, the folks that went to
That's right.
Votech. These are the people coming out with companies bidding for them, and they will make very, very good livings for the rest of their lives and hopefully love what they do. So
100%.
I congratulate you for your mission.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I thank you for the opportunity to speak about that as well.
I
Because
appreciate
it's near and dear to our hearts.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Yes, it's near and dear to my heart. You know, I think that early exposure is the root cause of whether or not someone enters into the trade. You don't know what you don't know, right?
Sure.
And you know, statistically, they've proven that by the time you leave elementary school, you kind of have your mind set on what you're doing or not doing. So if I want to inspire even little girls to consider the trade, I've got to catch them while they're still in elementary school. And so that is so close to my heart. It's just to inspire and let everybody know this world is for anybody.
And for those young ladies, I assure you, where we can contribute to that worker environment that fits their needs, we're going to do that.
Fantastic.
Appreciate it.
Thank
And
you
thank
so
you for,
much.
by the way, thank you for your talk the other day. It was very inspiring and I enjoyed it very much.
I appreciate that. Thank
Pleasure.
you. Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Welcome to Hands on Heroes.
Thank you.
And we are here at Advancing Data Center Construction. And obviously, it's a great place to be. The trades are in the future. Well, I have a great guest with me today. Tell us who you are and who you're with.
I'm Steve Causseaux, and I am with Clayvalve. And we make automatic control valves to control flow and pressure in a water system automatically.
Why is that important?
It is important so systems do not overpressurize and that we maintain a consistent flow of water that would go into a data center or also leave a data center.
So it sounds like to me your primary industry is data center.
It's actually water. So water utilities is our main industry, but we obviously a data center has to pull from the local utilities.
Yep.
And so here we are.
Interesting. So data centers don't really create a lot of jobs, but here yet is another job that is driven by data centers and the water that we're pulling. And it sounds like it enables us to be more efficient
Yes.
with the water.
Absolutely.
How does that work?
So what happens is a lot of data centers, they get warm in their function and we need to cool them. So liquid cooling is what is being used at this point to cool the servers within the data center. And so the water is coming from the utility or a nearby water source. It is getting purified and then pumped through a closed loop system.
And the closed loop system, once it hits that closed loop system, we're really reusing it. And so
Yes.
is it monitoring it even during the reuse as it goes back out and comes back in?
Actually, I'm not too much involved in that. Sometimes
Okay.
we are, but I can't speak too much to that
Yeah.
just because of non-disclosure agreements
Yeah.
and things from inside the data center. But our valves are used to regulate the flow that goes into that closed loop system, as well as the level in the cooling towers
Okay.
and water level in the cooling towers, as well as the departure of the water from the loop.
That's phenomenal. So not only are we being smart with our water, which is something we get told we're not doing, we're reusing the water, and then we're monitoring and stabilizing the use of it
Through automatic control valves.
fantastic.
Mhm.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, that was really interesting. So is Advancing Data Center this Advancing Data Center construction, this event, is this your first event?
This is my first advancing data center construction event specifically. It's my second data center event, and we're going to be attending more just because our valves are being used right now, and we are searching and pinpointing exactly where they're being used.
Fantastic. And so what do you think so far?
I think it's great. It's very much, this particular show is very much focused on the construction of a data center, which I have not seen yet. A lot of what I've seen so far has been inside the data center. And the design side, this is the actual physical construction of a data center.
Yes, yes. And interesting enough, not only does it bring a ton of jobs from a construction perspective, but when you go to the other events, you kind of learn what it takes to run those data centers. So you kind of get a little fresh take of the entire ecosystem of it from the moment it's built to the moment it's operated when you go from the different conferences and you kind of gain all that knowledge. I just love that part of it.
Absolutely. You get a bit of a foresight about where everything is headed
That's right.
and
That's true.
how we have to make the adjustment to, where the demand is going to be and what those needs are going to be to support that demand.
100%. So what would be something interesting that people don't know about you?
Me personally or
Yeah.
the company?
You.
I like to whitewater kayak.
Really?
So I work in water and then I play in water.
Interesting. Where's some of your favorite places to whitewater kayak?
Probably shouldn't say it because then it's going to get popular. But my absolute favorite was because there was a big forest fire up there, but the Molalla River in Oregon. So it's about an hour southeast of Portland, Oregon. Beautiful
Oh.
place.
Yes, I love going over to Hood River and watch the kite surfers.
Yes. So
What-
this would be just south of that.
right, just south of that. Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, that sounds like quite an adventurous hobby.
Yes.
Do you
Very
do
exciting.
it often?
I used to do it a lot more. Now I have family, so I don't get out as much as I used to, but I was out there every weekend.
Yeah, that's how I was with downhill mountain biking.
Oh, look at you.
That's amazing. So if we brought it back to this event, what's really stood out to you so far?
Specifically about the event, I think the number one thing that I've gathered from this is the focus on engaging the community that would be located near a data center or where a data center is planned, like reaching out to that community and sharing the information about the data center, like what kind of resources are going to be pulled, what the construction company is going to do to protect the surrounding community from disruption or disturbance during that process, as well as long term.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like next to whether once you have your land, once you have your power, the number one risk becomes that community pushback. So the early engagement, the education around, no, we're not going to take all your power. No, we're not taking all your water. And we've done so many really cool things. I've heard like things from, hey, you don't want us to take these trees down? Cool. We won't take the trees down. Or you want to use this space for soccer fields? Awesome. This is actually really perfect for a data center, but let me buy some land over there and I'll just build your soccer fields for you. So data centers are doing a lot of really creative things to kind of give back to the communities, and the things that they're worried about. If you're communicating with them and you understand it, it's so easy to just be like, oh, we can do that for you. We're not going to take it away from you because we built here. We want to be a part of your community, so let us contribute to that. Even from the heat that some of the data centers, we talk about, that closed loop and that release that heat and get that heat out of the data centers. We're using that heat now to go heat public pools and things like that. So we're getting very creative with how we can be a little more sustainable, track the metrics of what's being used and what not being used, educating the community, bringing them into the whole effort, right? And really helping them understand. And not only that, but you know how many jobs, it's way more jobs to support a data center. You wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for data centers. I wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for data centers. And I've worked in data centers for over 21 years. So it's been a journey, and we're here with, my goodness, several thousand people at this conference, all of which have jobs because of data centers. And every time I go to a conference, there's just thousands and thousands of new people I meet across America. All of them have full-time jobs, all to support those data centers. The building of them, running of them, the maintenance of them, the operations of them, everything.
It is interesting. I've been walking around. I've been running into people that I know from other industries, and I just know them through other aspects of my life. So what I'm experiencing here, it's a little bit of a melting pot or mosaic of different industries all together. And I haven't seen that, because usually when I go to an event, it's all water people.
Yep.
But this is water, electrical, structural.
Yep.
I even met a guy who, what he does is they do housing for workers.
Well, what's really funny is I'm also seeing the evolution of the type of people we're hiring. Not only are we coming together as an ecosystem to work together to educate the community, solve some of the problems, the concerns, and really come together. I think the key component is partnership. We're seeing partnerships pop up, but we're also seeing new jobs kind of enter in. One, like someone told me they hired an anchor person, so as part of their design team, so they can understand the weather impact.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So like this is new. Like we're really, and AI is really given a whole new level of jobs that's coming out to really understand and track some of the data and metrics that are coming out of the data. So we can track the heat, we can track the power, we can track the water, and is it performing the way that we think they are? So
yes,
we've come a really long way, and we still got a long way to go. But I love that, like you said, you don't normally see all the different folks in one room. This is part of that conversation where we have to get all together and move this forward together.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for being on Hands on Heroes and spending a little time with us and sharing us about your job and your journey and what's unique about you. We all learned a little something today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I
Thanks so
appreciate
much.
it.
Yeah,
Thank
job.
you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Welcome to Hands on Heroes. I'm excited to be here and have a special guest with us. Tell us who you are and who you're with.
Yeah, hi, I'm Baier. I'm the CEO of Gigawatt Land, and it's a unique company that is developing gigawatt scale land here in Arizona as well as in the Midwest, where data centers are welcome to consume the power and bring their own construction.
Oh, amazing. So this is right here in Arizona, just north
Yes.
of here. And I think when we were talking before, you said that this site was the size of...
Basically, the core side of the city of Denver, or comparing to a region here in Arizona, like the part of Phoenix, like Mesa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's around about 100,000 acres and has unique features on site like high voltage power lines. To be specific, 345 kV, 500 kV, and not only one single, in multitude. It's the second largest distribution hub, and that's directly on the properties.
And so it sounds like there's available power there up to a gigawatt, hence the gigawatt land.
More than.
More than that. Interesting. And interconnect studies are already complete to prove it.
So what we do have, we have load studies and we have interconnection studies. The good news is we are co-locating and co-generating power on site, which is at the same point of interconnection. That speeds up where the power comes from and where the power can be consumed.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. So when you say co-creating, so are you creating like microgrids, or do you have natural gas? Like, what does that mean?
So on-site generation is basically, yes, there's a microgrid involved to a certain point, but also a key factor is energy storage, and specifically long duration energy storage. We are in the queue with APS here locally for 1,500 megawatt of energy storage on site, and with a bidirectional charging and discharging capability for long duration energy storage of 18,000 megawatt hours, which are designed to supply power on site as well as to the grid to help balancing the grid with a bidirectional 500 megawatt in and out constantly.
Amazing. So we have the land.
Yes.
We have the power.
Yes.
Let's talk about water.
On site. We are sitting on one of the largest aquifers here in Arizona. It's called the Coconino Aquifer, with more than 27,000 square miles of size. And our location has actually a geological uniqueness where the water comes higher to the surface. It's like a huge river underground directly on our properties, and we have existing waterways on the properties.
And you have the water rights for the water that's running under there. So have we already tested the pressure and the quality of that water?
Yes, we have with our engineers. A few years ago already tested the water. We know what the local watershed looks like and also what the content is of minerals. Yes.
So we know how many gallons we can get so that it can support a data center development.
Correct.
Fantastic.
And to be precise, using the newer technologies that data centers are integrating, like closed loop systems, and also where we have a unique feature here to use groundwater as a cooling medium without wasting a drop of water, because it will be pumped out one end, runs through the radiators, and exchange the heat, and goes back into the ground. No water loss, no evaporation.
Interesting. Okay, so if we've got a no water problem, no power problem, no land problem,
nope.
Next thing I go to is fiber.
Yes, already on site.
How many?
Actually 3 different fiber backbones on site. One is crossing directly our properties. It's one of the largest and oldest one from AT&T CenturyLink. And then there are 2 more right along the I-40 corridor that are currently not only built, they're already in operation. And another one is currently in the build out, coming from Phoenix, a new dark fiber loop that goes directly to our site, over then to Flagstaff, and closes the loop along I-17 back to Phoenix.
Okay, so once we've got the fiber and the water and the power and the land, I mean, our number one risk has really become the community. Have you already started educating and reaching out to the community? What's that look like right now for someone who's interested at this site? Are we going to see pushback?
The good news are we are working here very closely with the city together. We have actually 2 cities together, as well as with the county. So where we have a special development agreement as a framework to fast track the build out of energy production as well as data center, including under one umbrella. And the biggest benefit is they're bringing in a small town or 2 small towns in a very disadvantaged area in the county new jobs is used.
Right.
And we cannot emphasize this enough that we bring hundreds of jobs throughout our development there. And we are already part of the economic development group there, which integrates on-site training, which integrates the local colleges, which integrates growing labor from people locally there, and additionally bring new technologies and ideas there and help these communities really to grow.
I love that. And we really have thought of everything. Now we are in Arizona, so we don't have to worry about natural disasters. We don't have any of those. What else would someone be concerned about that you can go ahead and put their mind at ease? What are some of the other concerns that you can put their mind at ease?
Yeah, and one of the points is, for example, we always look ahead. What can we do and integrate the best, for example? And when it comes to power generation, we are talking about a rural area there that had hardly any jobs, and if so, they were ranching. So we have already integrated ranching in our power generation, where with raised solar, where cattle can graze underneath,
Right.
being more protected from heat,
Okay.
as well as we are integrating also water solutions. So where existing water tanks can be refilled automatically, and integrating this in an ecosystem that's already there, but just helping the ranchers to run their business still, and providing power for the data centers that are right next to it.
Amazing. And you've already been given some of the folks at the Advancing Data Center construction event here, which is where we are today, plane rides to go see that while we've been at this event. I've been able to see some of these videos, and it's very cool. How did that go?
Yeah, actually, we chartered this morning here from the Glendale Airport, private plane for our guests, and we took them up there to our Gigawatt land, had a complete flyover around the 100,000 acre span, where we pointed out the unique features of our data center locations.
Yeah.
Actually, we have more than 8 data center locations at our Gigawatt land.
Okay.
And these are specifically along the high voltage power line locations, as well as where fiber, natural gas, and additionally water is accessible as a shortage.
Right.
So we're not shy on land or shy on power at this location, and had already some other larger data center firms on our previous flights as well, which was very exciting because they could really see the vision that we bring on the table and really can create something that is unique. And just to point it out, it's a 15 gigawatt site, so 15 gigawatt, which is a mixture out of existing power generation and transmission on site, as well as access to new generation that will be built there. We have 2 existing natural gas pipelines on the property. A third one is in the build out with a very large corporation that brings additional gas capacity there. So, but this is an ecosystem that is not only surrounding data centers, we have also integration of agricultural use for heat waste from the data centers, as well as heating solution for housing and local community buildings. So this is all an integration in a on-site circular economy or business model. And with that in mind, we created the entire area, which is called Gigawatt Land.
Amazing.
So other energy producers or IPPs are already constructing several generations there. There's more than 400 megawatt of wind already fully operational that is connected directly to our on-site power line, as well as large solar farms. Currently 1.5 gigawatt are under construction. Another 1.5 gigawatt will be soon coming on our 4 locations, and more is there to come. So where we really can bring surplus power to data centers on site, but also we solve another problem, because this is a distribution hub that connects directly to Phoenix, to their main entrance power lines here to Pinnacle Peak and Saguaro and other main power line infrastructures that serve power to Phoenix. and ultimately to the clients. And with our additional generation build out there and energy storage, we can help to navigate power at any given time also to the city to secure reliable power here in Phoenix.
That's incredible. Wow. I mean, you really have thought about it all. I mean, if you need to get compute up and running now, you've got the solution to go fast.
Yep.
Amazing. And so now we're at advancing data center construction. We can't not stop and pause and say, is this your first event?
Yes.
Yes. What do you think so far?
Actually, pretty amazing. Seeing or getting also the contacts and feedbacks with a lot of people that we have been engaged previously already, working with larger firms together, whether in construction, whether in infrastructure alliances, for example, or directly with the hyperscalers,
Yes.
which we have under NDA, where they are reviewing our data room, seeing what we bring on the table, and it's really exciting.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing. We'll have your information in the show notes if anybody wanted to learn more.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for being on Hands on Heroes. That brings awareness to the trades for elementary level, just planting those seeds for the future.
Right.
And thank you for your outreach into the community, engaging education, and all the things that you're doing. I mean, if we're all giving a little bit, this is really what moves the needle. And yet another job highlighted here that's driven by a data center. So thank you so much for being on Hands on Heroes today.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this episode of Hands on Heroes. Make sure to like, subscribe, and click on the bell to get notified every Thursday that a new video has been posted. And while we're here, check out another episode. Also, if you're interested in joining the mission, either as a guest speaker or sponsor, visit handsonheroes.net for more information, or reach out to us directly at info@handsonheroes.net.